Hi everyone and welcome to the inaugural Lebara's Race the World event brought to you by those hard-working folks at British Para Swimming. Yes, competitive swimming is back, but like everything in 2020, it's a little bit different. I mean, I'm commentating from my house. There you go. British Para Swimming's first virtual event, though, promises to be a cracker. Little Christmas gag for you straight away there. I'm Alan March. I am delighted to have been asked to put my voice on this event in a series that's going to continue into 2021 and offer the chance for swimmers from around the globe to put their best times against other swimmers from somewhere else in the world. How fantastic is that? The swimmers, the coaches, you, the fans, us, the commentators, we've missed competitive swimming so very, very much. And this is a way to bring it back to us. And we're delighted to be able to bring this to your screens right now. Now, we know that around the world, access to pools, access to training facilities have been very, very different right across the board. But that's going to change in the next few weeks and months as time goes on. We're going to be able to bring you more and more top-class swimmers taking part in this competition. What's coming up in this one? So we've got 16 races for you, 8 for the men, 8 for the women. And we're only using the 100 metres and the 50 metre races. So 50 back, 50 fly, 50 freestyle, 50 breaststroke, and the same in the 100 metre races as well. Nice and simple, yeah? So what you need to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy it. Now what I need is somebody else. I mean, they're not going to be here, obviously. So what I need is maybe a 5-time Paralympian with multiple medals to his name, an absolute expert in the sport who's going to explain how this event works and give you a little bit more knowledge about the swimmers. I know. Here's Paul Noble.
Thanks, Alan. Yeah, really looking forward to the racing today. It's good to be back and it's good to finish this difficult year of 2020 on a high. Format for today, well, multi-classification races all the way. Every final has a mix of classification in it and the swimmers will be compared against the world record time for their particular classification. World record time will be equivalent to 1,000 points, so anyone that's close to that 1,000 points, or even better than that 1,000 points, it's a really excellent swim. Some big names to watch out for, and it's great to see swimmers, as you say, Alan, from all across the world taking part in these finals. Top of the bill has got to be the two Paralympic champions, Aurélie Rivard from Canada and Hannah Russell from Great Britain. They go head to head in 2 events, so watch out for them. They should be crackers, but really, there's quality all the way through the field. There's a finalist from the 2019 World Championships in every single final today. So that just shows you the mark of the swimmers that are taking part in this event. But it's not all about the big names. Watch out for some newcomers as well. The 15-year-old Roisin Rian from Ireland was very impressive during qualification and she might just cause an upset. So watch out for her. So lots to watch out for in this 2020 Lebara Race the World Finals. It's going to be a cracking set of events and we're just about ready to go for our first event. So let's go over to the first final.
Absolutely, Paul. Start list here for the women's 50 metres freestyle. Aurélie Rivard of Canada goes in lane 1. 2, Hannah Russell, City of Manchester Aquatics. Aberdeen's Tony Shaw is in 3. Zara Maluli of Northampton in 4. 5, Abby Kane, University of Stirling. Ireland's Ellen Keane is in 6. Tupu Naifi of New Zealand goes in 7. Nicole Turner, the final swimmer. She represents Ireland in lane 8. Fascinating to see how the race the world will set out. Rivard against Russell, as Paul mentioned at the top of the programme. Very quick heat times. Will they be the ladies that are 1 and 2 when it comes to the finish? Rivard, you have to say, a strong favourite.
Rivard and Russell there side by side in 1 and 2. Tony Shaw and Zara Maluli also on that top lane. Lots of range of classes here. Who's going to be first of the turn? Looks like maybe Rivard is going to go over first, just ahead of Russell. That could be all important. Well, Rivard on her way back now. It's going to be short and sharp in this 50 freestyle. And who's going to get to that wall first? Rivard, the triple Paralympic champion from Rio. Into the wall now. And a good points total. Well, 1,016 points. And that is ahead of Hannah Russell. So the first big head-to-head looks like it goes to Rivard. And the young GB swimmer from Aberdeen, Tony Shaw, 891 points. Well, she split the big 2, but an excellent swim there from Aurélie Rivard from Canada. Paralympic champion from Rio is the first winner in this Lebara Race the World Series. Tony Shaw claiming that second place, Hannah Russell in third, and it was tight for the minor places, all in the 700 points range, but excellent way to start. 1,016 points, Rivard from Canada.
Yeah, great stuff. Good to remember. You can't break the short course world records, not the official ones anyway, but you can get yourself somewhere up the charts when it comes to winning the cash prizes that are available. So a good first start to the day for Rivard, over 1,000 points. As we look towards the men's 50 freestyle, then Nicolas Guy Turbide of Canada goes in lane 1. 2 is David Levesque, Spain. 3, Ryo Nagano of Japan. We've got Jack Leach of Cockermouth going in 4. Jesse Reynolds, New Zealand, in 5. 6 is Aidan Williams of the USA. William Perry of Northampton in 7. And 8 is Leo McRae of Switzerland in what is a very, very international field in this Race the World event. As I mentioned, the big points totals will get you up the list. Cash prizes for those across the 50-metre and 100-metre events. Let's see how these gentlemen fare in the men's first race.
Well, Turbide and David Levesque and Ryo Nagano. Levesque a little bit slower off the block than the two visually impaired swimmers. Looks like Turbide is first to that turn, just ahead of Nagano. Nagano, of course, preparing for the Paralympic Games, which hopefully will take place next year in his home country. But it's Turbide coming into the wall. Looks like he's just got the edge there. 930 points for the Canadian. That'll be enough to get in ahead of Ryo Nagano. And David Levesque, well, 692 points for the Spanish swimmer. With Aidan Williams is the top of the 3 S6s who swam in lane 6, 7 and 8, and the S6 swimmer Aidan Williams from the USA has had an incredible swim there, 905 points, and that's propelled him into second position. Nicolas Guy Turbide from Canada, though, well, he held on 930 points to take that victory ahead of the American Ryo Nagano in third position. Point system we are using today is the Race the World point system. It's been developed for this series, and it's a current system. It's developing all the time. It makes sure that the points that are awarded are based on the world record or the world best time, but it keeps it as current as possible. So a very good gauge as to where all the swimmers are in terms of the world best times for their particular classes. So anything in the 900 range, excellent swims, and that's what Turbide and Aidan Williams did in that one. They were first and second.
Yeah, certainly a unique system, and it's going to make it very competitive as we move on to our next race. Paul mentioned just 15 years of age, Ireland's Roisin Ní Rain in lane 1 here. City of Manchester Aquatics, Hannah Russell in 2. She's back for another race. Abby Kane of University of Stirling in 3. Katie Crowhurst, somebody said that they get her name wrong. How do you get that wrong? She's in 4. Grace Harvey is in 5. We've got Katie Pake, Carnegie in 6. Elizabeth Foster, Hampton Waterlooville goes in 7. Ellie Chalice, the S3 swimmer from Clacton, she's in lane 8. We're all excited to see Ní Rain and how she fares. She's got some tough competition in this.
Yeah, very much an emerging talent, the Irish swimmer, 15-year-old, right up there in that top left-hand box there. Next to Hannah Russell, though, the Paralympic champion in this particular event. Well, in the 100 back in Rio, and it's very, very tight. Abby Kane, silver medalist in Rio in the 100 back, and the 3 visually impaired swimmers, well, right up there at the top. And it looks like Roisin Ní Rain from Ireland and Hannah Russell maybe coming into the wall first here. 2 different classes, of course, and very close in terms of time, but it is 1,019 points for the new emerging talent from Ireland. Well, it's the first time we've seen this young lady. I'm sure it will not be the last. The swimmers coming in, though. The swimmers in the lower classifications. Ellie Chalice, well, what a world championship she had in 2019. Made a debut for the GB team. Have a look at Ellie Chalice's points total. 650 points for Ellie Chalice in the S3 class. 58.40. Results in terms of points, well, it is the young Irish swimmer, 1,019 points, and that's the highest points total we've seen so far. Hannah Russell, Paralympic champion in 100 back in second position, and the Paralympic silver medalist Abby Kane in third position, just ahead of Grace Harvey, who had a good swim too, 866 points.
As always, pushing the boundaries, 1019 now, the biggest total so far as we move into the men's 50-metre backstroke events. It's another opportunity for Nicolas Guy Turbide. He's going in one once more, the fastest qualifier from Canada. Alexander Elliott, so two Canadians right next to each other. He's in lane 2. Rhys Davis, Swansea in 3. James Hollis, Loughborough University, he's in 4. Alexander Hobbs, Mount Kelly in 5. Patrick Flanagan of Ireland in 6. 7 is Cameron Hemphill of Carnegie. Jacek Czech, he will finish last, but he's a big contender to take this one. He goes for Poland in lane 8. He'll finish last on time. Be very interesting to see where Jacek Czech finishes when it comes to the points total. Jacek Czech hit a big qualifying time, well inside the world record, but with the new system, will that be to his detriment?
Well, it's going to be a quick one. Certainly in there, 1 and 2, the two Canadians going side by side here as we look at it. Nicolas Guy Turbide, well, he was a medalist in the Paralympic Games and in the World Championships in 100 backstroke. Alec Elliott also a medalist in those World Championships last year. Rhys Davis, young man from Wales, goes in lane number 3. He might pose a threat, but here comes Turbide into the finish, and that's another huge points total. Well, 1,083 points for the Canadian. But as you said, Alan, we'll have to keep an eye on Jacek Czech right down there in lane 8. He's an S2 swimmer, so he may well challenge when in terms of the points. Swimmers just coming in there. Cameron Hemphill in lane number 7 with 211 points. As it stands, Nicolas Guy Turbide, 1,083, is in pole position. Alec Elliott in second. Canada 1 and 2. James Hollis, experienced man, the London Paralympian, in third at the moment, but he has been eclipsed there by Jacek Czech, the Polish swimmer. 875 points for the Polish swimmer, 104.36, so slightly down on what he did in the heats. Jacek Czech will claim that third position, but it's Canada 1 and 2, Turbide and Elliott, and another huge points totals, 1,083 points for Nicolas Guy Turbide.
You've got a feel for Jacek Czech a little bit. He's well inside the current official world record still, but with this unique system for Race the World, it means that he only finishes on 8.75. Into the women's 50 breaststroke now then. Louise Fiddis of Hatfield goes in 1. Maisie Summers-Newton, Northampton in 2. Grace Harvey, Hoddesdon in 3. Keris Ventus-Scott of Carnegie is in 4. And Altrincham have Yasmin Stagg, an SB14 swimmer, going in 5. The Grace Harvey, the challenger for Maisie Summers-Newton, the two S6 swimmers. But remember, Summers-Newton, the world record holder. How many points are coming up?
Yeah, quick start there by Maisie Summers-Newton. She was quick off the block. Louise Fiddis, the world champion and European champion on 100 breaststroke. She's always famous for finishing really strongly. Louise Fiddis, I wonder if she's got the sprint speed here in the 50. Well, Louise Fiddis, as expected, she is the highest classification out of the main contenders, SB14 class. Maisie Summers-Newton and Grace Harvey both in the SB6 classification. They'll be going head to head in that class. But Louise Fiddis, first to the wall, 33.93, 824 points. A good target for the two SB6s there in lanes 2 and 3. Keris Ventus-Scott and Yasmin Stagg, well, they go in the SB14, but here, into the wall, Maisie Summers-Newton and Grace Harvey, wow, 44.94, 46.30, and 1 and 2 will go to the two SB6 swimmers, 940 and 860 points ahead of the world champion at the 100 breaststroke, Louise Fiddis, 824. Result is confirmed there. Maisie Summers-Newton, excellent time, 940 points, 44.94, just a second or so ahead of Grace Harvey. So 1 and 2 to the two SB6s.
3, 2, 1, go.
Staying fit during lockdown has been pretty tough. I've been bike riding, doing a bit of boxing. Catching up with your teammates is always fun. seeing how they're coping with like the lockdown.
I think that's 10 seconds.
Lebara has helped me to stay connected with my family and friends.
I tried running, but hurts my knees. So I'm old.
With their sim-only plans, which include data, UK and international calls from £5.
I'll see you later.
Okay, into the men's 50 breaststroke. Then Conor Morrison, Aberdeen in 1. Scott Quinn, Warren DeBart in 2. Alexander Elliott, Canada in 3. Keiichi Kimura of Japan goes in 4. Nathaniel Costigan of Satellite in 5. Jason Cobb, Bucksburn, goes in lane number 6. So Scott Quinn, Conor Morrison, 2 S14 swimmers. We're going head to head here. Watch out for Kimura, though, in 4.
Well, the two Scottish SB14 friends and rivals, Conor Morrison and Scott Quinn, they go up in lane 1 and 2. What you look out for, Keiichi Kimura, very vastly experienced Japanese swimmer who has no vision at all. You see him going over with a tapping stick there. He goes in lane number 4. They could be the main contenders, these three, Conor Morrison and Scott Quinn. Well, they are likely to be very, very close. Watch out for the points total of Kimura. Into the wall, nothing to choose between them. Conor Morrison just gets the touch over Quinn, but it is Keiichi Kimura. 1,082 points for the Japanese swimmer, and he will take that one ahead of Conor Morrison and Scott Quinn, with Alec Elliott not too far behind in 4th position, the Canadian. Real good battle between the two Scottish swimmers there. Morrison and Quinn only separated by half a second, but it was Keiichi Kimura, the man from Japan, the SB11 swimmer, 1,082 points. Incredible swim, 32.27, a world best time for him.
So amazing swims coming in. And the great thing here, Paul, is that this competition is going to get better and better as more people find access to pools and to training. This is a really good event so far, and it's only going to get stronger. Sarah Gascon is the lead swimmer in this one for the 50 fly for the women. The Spaniard goes in 1. Katie Crowhurst, Wickham District, in 2. Leah O'Connell, Camden Swiss College, in 3. Nicole Turner of Ireland goes in 4. USA have Sophia Herzog in 5. Katie Pate Carnegie in 6. Ellie Spokes of Bradford in 7. And Vladislava Kravchenko of Malta finishes your lineup in 8. This wasn't the biggest of point scoring in the qualifying stages. Let's see how they fare in the final this time.
Yeah, it makes it an interesting contest, though. Sarai Gascon, the experienced Spanish Paralympian, big event for her, goes in lane number 1. Katie Crowhurst and Leo O'Connell, well, they're two swimmers due to make their GB debut at the major championships this year. And of course, that was all cancelled, and they'll be hoping to build towards Tokyo and other events in the new year. But Sarai Gascon, like Katie Crowhurst and Leo O'Connell, might be the ones to watch, but look out for Nicole Turner as well, world and European medalist from Ireland. This is her big event, and it is Sarai Gascon, 5.99, 6.31 for Crowhurst, 7.95 for O'Connell, but 8.56 for Nicole Turner. They're all finishing very close to each other, and the points just racked up and up and up as these swimmers touch the wall. Two swimmers still to finish, Ellie Spokes and Vladislava Kravchenko. Not sure they are going to challenge the points total set by the top 3 at the moment. Nicole Turner, well, Ireland have won medals from Nicole Turner at the major championships over the last couple of years. She'll be hoping to add a Paralympic medal to that tally she's had. 856 points for Nicole Turner. She'll be happy with that. Leo O'Connell, not far behind, 795 points for the young GB swimmer. And also 16-year-old Katie Crowhurst gets into the top 3. 631 points for Katie Crowhurst, and has prizes on offer for GB juniors 16 and under. And Katie Crowhurst can be proud of that swim. But Nicole Turner takes it, the Irish swimmer, 856 points ahead of Leo O'Connell.
So good performances from the youngsters. As Paul mentioned, there are prizes for the British swimmers on their own, not just international swimmers, and the junior ones as well. So well done to Crowhurst. Now, Stephen Clegg leads the lineup in the men's 50 fly this time. Edinburgh University's Clegg in 1. David Levesque of Spain in 2. Jordan Catchpole, Team Waveney, in 3. James Hollis is back. He's from Loughborough University in 4. Keiichi Kimura goes in 5. Well, he would have done, and I never thought I'd say this, but he's disqualified for a corrupt file. There you go. Things you never thought you'd say. Uchi Tomita will go in 6 for Japan. 7 is Jesse Reynolds of New Zealand, and Aidan Williams for the USA goes in 8. A corrupt file. I never. There you are, black screen at the bottom left, but the rest are ready and on the blocks. Here we go.
Well, that's opened the door for some swimmers here to try and make it into the top 3. Stephen Clegg and Uchi Tomita, the remaining Japanese swimmer, well, they will be the favourites for this one. But the old rivals, David Levesque and James Hollis, well, they swum against each other in the internationals over the last decade or so. James Hollis retired now, but can he get one over on his old rival, David Levesque? Stephen Clegg coming into the wall, and an excellent swim. Look at that, all the ones for Stephen Clegg. That's the highest points total we've seen so far. In second position, 931 points for Tomita. And in third place, well, look at that. James Hollis has got the better of his old rival, David Levesque. Only just 7/100ths of a second and 6 points. He will be delighted with that one to finish in the top 3. Well done, James Hollis. But well done to Tomita for second place. But look at that. Phenomenal points total for Stephen Clegg, the visually impaired S12 swimmer. All the ones, and he takes it.
Well done, James Hollis. The Hollis family wouldn't thank me if I don't mention his love of Take That. That's something about the 9th year in a row I've said something about James Hollis and Take That. There you go. So on to the next there. We've done all the 50s. Men's 100 freestyle up next. Then Jordan Catchpole, Team Waveney goes in 1. Stephen Clegg, Edinburgh University, is in 2. We've got Ryo Nagano of Japan in 3. 4 is Rhys Davies of Swansea University. 5 is then Parker Egbert of the US. 6, we've got Uchi Tomita of Japan. Aidan Williams of the USA in 7. And Jacek Czech is back for another swim here. The Polish swimmer is in 8. We mentioned a little bit earlier on, Jacek Czech, he may finish last when it comes to the times, but because he is an S2 swimmer, his points total very much different to Catchpole. Both ends of the classifications here, S14, S2. Catchpole will whip it inside the time, but will he have enough when it comes to the points? Let's find out. Another one of those where it'll be interesting to see how we get on with this, because Jacek Czech has already gone well inside the current short course world record of 2:18.15. He smashed that with a 2:12.18 in his qualifying. How's he going to fare, the 44-year-old? Catchpole, another of those that will be very, very interested in taking first place in this one. As I say, at the moment, 1,111, the best score so far. How will these guys compete? Stephen Clegg has that honour at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like the swimmers in 1, 2 and 3 pretty close in terms of the halfway point as they go through 50. Looks like Stephen Clegg might just be over in front of Jordan Catchpole. Not much in it there. Lanes 1 and 2, Ryo Nagano, very impressive Japanese swimmer. And Rhys Davies as well, going well over there in lane number 4. But Jordan Catchpole might come to the end here. Oh, in fact, Stephen Clegg just nicks it there. 53.87, 898 points. But Ryo Nagano, 915, just eclipsed by his teammate there, Uchi Tomita, 929. So it is the 2 Japanese swimmers in pole position. Aidan Williams coming in, 748, that excellent 50-metre swim we saw earlier, and a good swim in the 100 too. But the man we're all waiting for, Jacek Czech from Poland, as Alan said, just over the 2-minute mark for the Polish swimmer, and to break that world record in his qualification heat, or faster than the world record time. Can he get inside that time again? He goes over that final turn. A time around about 1:40. Well, with the points there, Uchi Tomita, 929 points. He's got to come in somewhere around about the 2-minute 16, 17 mark to be inside that one, you would think. Excellent swims from the Japanese swimmers. And Stephen Clegg and Jordan Catchpole, the 2 GB teammates, just outside the 900 points range. Rhys Davies, recently awarded a British Swimming Award for his help to the NHS during the lockdown here in the UK. But here is Jacek Czech. Yeah, he's done it. 935 points, just 215.16. He wins it by 6 points. And Jacek Czech, the S2 swimmer, 935 points. Tomita in second, Nagano in third. But that was tight at the end, 935 to 929.
So 9 races down. And we're back into the women's events, 100 freestyle this time. Rivard is back once again for Canada in 1. Roisin Nirain in 2 for Ireland. 3 is Zara Maluli, Northampton. Sarai Gascon goes in 4 for Spain. Tony Shaw of Aberdeen in 5. Grace Harvey of Hoddesdon in 6. Maisie Summers Newton of Northampton in 7. And Sophia Herzog of the USA is back again in 8. Good mixture of classifications in this one. Rivard S10, Herzog S6, smatterings of S9, S13s as well. Young and old, see how they fare. As you say, Roisin Nirain has already given us something to get excited about for the future of Irish swimming, just 15 years of age. Really, Rivard, though, has been doing it for a long, long time. A hat-trick of freestyle golds in Rio. Somebody who is right at the top of her game.
Yeah, Rivard will definitely be the favourite for this one. And Roisin Nirain, what can we expect from the young Irish swimmer as well? In fact, all world or Paralympic medalists in this event, with the exception of the person who had the highest points total, and that was Grace Harvey. So real quality all the way through here. We'll keep an eye on Grace Harvey. She is in a lower classification in the S6 class, along with Maisie Summers-Newton and Sophia Herzog. But Aurélie Rivard approaching the finish now. Have a look at the points total for the great Canadian champion. And she is in 1,022 points. That is going to be tough to beat. It's 9:02 this time for Roisin Nirain. Tony Shaw, excellent swim from the Aberdeen swimmer. 963 points. Can Grace Harvey challenge that top spot? Oh, just under the 1,000 points for Grace Harvey. So not quite enough to challenge Rivard, but an excellent swim from Grace Harvey ahead of her S6 competitors, Maisie Summers-Newton and Sophia Herzog. So great battle all across the field there. Lots and lots to look out for. But Aurélie Rivard, the Paralympic champion, well, she managed just to do it. 1,022 points inside the world best time as well. She just gets better and better, the Canadian, 58.13. And Grace Harvey, well, her freestyle is really coming on over the last year or so, and 1:14.22, an excellent swim from Grace Harvey in second.
3, 2, 1.
Quarantine has been good. It's been lovely to spend some time with my dog.
What have I missed about seeing my teammates?
Happy birthday.
I've been seeing them plenty of times on video calls.
So we're going to go as many as you can in 10 seconds.
I'm ready.
I think that's 10 seconds.
Done! I definitely won.
We'll have to do photo finish.
We bring the best out of each other, so it's important to stay in contact.
You reckon we'll have to wear Veruca socks?
Why would we wear Veruca socks?
Have you got a pond, Matty?
I think it's funny. It's got like a no diving sign next to it.
Lebara helps you stay connected with your team.
With their sim-only plans.
Including data.
And UK and international calls on £5.
We're not going to get coronavirus on our feet.
I'm going to stop diving and become a professional baker because my banana bread turned out so good.
Smashed it. I just missed swimming.
So another over 1,000 points scored in the last race. Back to the men's events, then 100 backstroke this time. Nicola Guy-Turbide in 1 of Canada. Rhys Davies, Swansea 2. Jessie Reynolds, New Zealand 3. Parker Egbert, USA in 4. Oliver High, Nova Centurion in 5. Seiga Yasuda of Japan is in 6. And Alexander Hobbs of Mount Kelly goes in lane number 7. Turbide coming up with some very quick times in this first edition of the Race the World event. He'll be one to watch alongside Rhys Davies. They go in squares 1 and 2. Normally you'd say lanes, but we'll call it squares 1 and 2, shall we? Because that's what it is. Jessie Reynolds and Parker Egbert from New Zealand and USA, respectively, will fancy their chances in this one. No mistaking that Ollie Hine has a history of medals to look back on. Looking forward, he knows he's got a battle in this one with fellow S9 Jesse Reynolds, the S14 swimmer Rhys Davis, S13 Turbida. As I said at the beginning, those are ones with the fastest qualifying and biggest points totals. That's why they're in squares 1 and 2. Who is going to win this one out, Swansea or Canada?
Well, it looks like it's going to be tight there at the halfway point. Turbida and Davis, both the finalists in the World Championships last year. Turbida, the medalist, of course. And Rhys Davis pushing him hard, though, in different classes. Visually impaired Canadian Turbida going over that final turn. He seems to be ahead now of Rhys Davis. And watch out for Jesse Reynolds and the other Paralympic champion, of course, in this Lebara Race the World, Ollie Hine down there in lane number 5. But the Canadian now coming into the finish. Looks like he's going to touch first. And he does, a 9.97 points, just 5/100ths outside the existing world best time. 9.97, that's going to be tough to beat. Rhys Davis, 9.29. And is it going to be Reynolds or Egbert? Looks like Egbert has just got the edge over Jesse Reynolds. So the American Parker Egbert in the S14 class, 819 points. The young man down there in lane number 7, one of the British juniors, Alexander Hobbs. He is the final swimmer to finish, and that's a decent points total for him, 491 points. So watch out for him in the junior standings. But Nicholas Guy Turbide, well, S13 swimmer with a visual impairment, 997 points, just 3 points shy of that world record time. Excellent performance, and the two S14s in second and third. Rhys Davis just getting the edge over Parker Egbert. Wales in second, USA third.
Another interesting race to come then. The women's 100 backstroke next up. We've had some close ones, and the form that Roisin Narain is showing in this event could make this one quite spectacular as well. Aurélie Rivard of Canada goes in 1. Hannah Russell, City of Manchester, in 2. Ireland's Roisin Narain does go in 3. 4 is Poppy Maskell of Alsager. Wickham District's Katie Crowhurst in 5. Tupu Naifi of New Zealand, the first of the two New Zealanders in this one. She's in 6. Manami Urata of Japan in 7. And Nikita Howarth, the second of those New Zealanders, she goes in lane 8. Rivard's time in qualifying, a world record standard, well inside. She has to come up with something just as good. We talked about Narain, but don't forget Hannah Russell as well in this one. A very, very competent swimmer over the last few years indeed. And Russell certainly has her mark on the world when it comes to medals and records. Can she make a mark here in the Race the World event?
Yeah, Hannah Russell, Paralympic champion, of course, just making her comeback. We haven't seen her on international duty since those Rio Paralympic Games when she took the gold medal. She's going well in these early stages. She gets into that halfway point there. Nikita Howarth also making a comeback, Paralympic champion from New Zealand in 200 medley. First time we've seen her in lane number 8. It could well be Rivard, Russell and Roisin Narain, who might just about fight this one out. The young Irish swimmer has impressed us all today. She goes over in around about 52 seconds there with 1 length to go for the Irish swimmer. So Russell, Narain, Rivard, who's going to be first to the wall here? Who is going to get the highest points total? Looks like Roisin Narain, 981, and look at that, 980 for Aurélie Rivard. Well, how close can you get there? 1 point separating the two of them at the end. 981 against 980. Hannah Russell in third at the moment. In fact, no, it's not. It's Tupu Naifi from New Zealand, the world silver medalist, has just eclipsed Hannah Russell there. 933 points for the New Zealander. But what about that for a contest at the top of the field there? Roisin Narain, the 15-year-old who trains out of Limerick, against the Paralympic champion Aurélie Rivard, the S10 triple Paralympic champion from Rio. And it's the youngster who has just got the edge. 1 point. Couldn't have been closer.
Absolutely, Paul. 1 point, amazing. That's what this virtual event is going to offer us. These guys don't know what the other has done in terms of times. We don't until we see it, and that just a point gives you something to really get stuck into. Conor Morrison will lead the way here in the 100 breaststroke for men. He goes in lane 1. Scott Quinn alongside in lane 2. 3 is Jack Milne. Gavin Roberts of City of Glasgow in 4. Parker Egbert's back in 5 for the US. Joseph Greaves of Littlehampton in 6. Nathaniel Costigan of Satellite in 7, and Leo McRae is back for Switzerland. He's in 8. Always good to see a battle between Morrison and Quinn. Those two know all about each other, as Paul said at the start of the program during the 50s. Just two of the swimmers not S14, so Costigan and McRae will have their own world records to go at, but you do fancy this is one of those races where we've looked at today where it is head to head Morrison and Quinn. Away they go then. Warren DeBar, Scott Quinn, the oldest of the swimmers in this at 30. He's got 7 years on the next one. Morrison 23, Roberts 21. A smattering of 17-year-olds, but will it be the elder statesman that can take this one? The ever-smiling Quinn will look to lead from the front. Can he get past Morrison, who beat him in qualifying?
Oh, Morrison and Quinn almost together there as they go through the halfway point. Well, you said, Alan, SB14's almost all the way apart from Costigan and McRae. I'm not sure the two young swimmers in the outside lane are going to challenge these two SB14 swimmers at the front. Quinn now just for the edge over Morrison as he begins to tire slightly. Quinn, he's very strong in the closing stages of the 100 breaststroke. This is a specialist event. This is he's won the European Championships. He's been medalist at the Paralympic Games and at the World Champs. And Quinn comes in a very impressive 104.88. And he is surely going to take this one. Morrison in 106.04. It's a repeat of the European Championships 2 years ago. First and second for Quinn and Morrison. Not sure anyone is going to challenge the points totals now, with Jack Milne in third, 809 for Jack Milne, just ahead of Gavin Roberts, with Parker Egbert in 5th position. In lane 7, Costigan comes in with 378, and Leo McRae, the young swimmer from Bournemouth who represents Switzerland in the international stage. Good swim from him, 546 points for Leo. Again, building towards those Paralympic Games in Tokyo. But Scott Quinn, well, it was positions reversed from the 50. Scott Quinn gets his revenge on his great friend and rival, Conor Morrison. The two SB14 swimmers, 106.04 and 104.88, but 958 points from Quinn, and he takes it.
Been different for the swimmers, it's different for the commentators as well. You might have noticed me and Paul referring to blocks 7 and 8 as lanes 0 and 8. But there you go, or 1 and 8 even. But old habits die young, don't they, Paul? So into the 100 breaststroke for the women's events then. Louise Finnis goes in 1. We've seen plenty of her in this competition. Ellen Keane of Ireland in 2. Nikita Howarth, New Zealand in 3. Sophia Herzog in an event that she will fancy here for the US in 4. Maisie Summers-Newton will be a big contender in this one as well. She goes in 5. Nicole Turner in 6 for Ireland. Those 3 SB6 swimmers really have to fancy that they'll be in the mix. But Finnis, the SB14 swimmer and world champion, will fancy it too. There they go, and plenty of talent in this one. Herzog, we've seen a couple of times in this Race the World event so far, but this is the one she will really want to get stuck into. The world record holder is Maisie Summers-Newton. That's a 134.90. You've got to come somewhere near that to get big points and to claim those cash prizes. Who will it be that touches first? Who will it be that claims those maximum points?
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on these 3 SB6s at the bottom of your screen there, lines 4, 5 and 6. Louise Finnis, though, the world champion, as we said, from London in 2019. And who could forget Ellen Keane's victory in her home European Championships in Dublin in 2018. Well, it was a really emotional win for Ellen Keane. And Nikita Howarth, as I said before, the Paralympic champion in 200 medley, making her comeback here in these Race the World events, hoping to build towards Tokyo. But Louise Fiddis on her way home now for this final length. We'll keep an eye on her time. What a successful time she's had over the last couple of years. She'll be hoping to post a good time and a big points total here. Louise Fiddis, this is going really well for Louise Fiddis. She comes into the finish, 992 points, 114.87. That is going to be tough to beat. Ellen Keane will finish now in 762 points, the Irish bronze medalist from the Rio Paralympic Games. And we'll keep an eye as Nikita Howard finishes on the SB60s. It's going to be a very close finish. Sophia Herzog looks like she is in there in 995 points for the USA swimmer. She gets the better of Maisie Summers-Newton by just about a second. And Sophia Herzog, the winner of the World Championships in 2017, looks like she has taken this one. 995 points, just outside the world record mark. But an excellent swim from the USA swimmer. She will be delighted to get in ahead of Louise Fiddis and in ahead of Maisie Summers-Newton, the two SB6 rivals. I'm sure they will have more swims to come as the year progresses. But Sophia Herzog on top of the tree at the moment, and she will be really pleased with that one.
Yeah, just 14 100ths of a second away from that world record of Maisie Summers-Newton. As we turn our attentions to the final race for the men, at least, the 100 fly. This is all flown by, hasn't it? Stephen Clegg of Edinburgh University goes in 1. Canada's Alexander Elliott is in 2. Levesque of Spain is back again in 3. Jack Milne, Dundee City Aquatics in 4. Uchi Tomita of Japan in 5. His compatriot Keiichi Kimura is in 6. No problems with the video footage this time. Oliver Carter, Uni of Stirling, is in 7. And 8 is Joseph Greaves. He's back from Littlehampton in lane 8. So the tussle all over the pool this time, because Clegg will be his own in the S12 category. The two S11s from Japan, though, will really push each other hard. Who will get the better of it, though? Tomita and Kimura. The world record is Keiichi Kimura's 107.02. Both of them flew inside that during qualifying. 101.84 from Tomita, 102.60 from Kimura. Can the reigning world record holder now get past Tomita when it comes to the finals? Don't forget, those times are adjusted in terms of the world records for the Race the World event. So the old one in this sense has gone. The new one will be 101.84. That's the benchmark they're going to go for.
It is indeed, and this is the battle we thought we'd get in the 50 butterfly. Kimura with that corrupted file, but he's in here in the 100, and he's against his compatriot Tomita. But Stephen Clegg might have something to say about that. Stephen Clegg has gone really well, medalist at the World Championships, coming into the finish now. Stephen Clegg, can he post enough points, totals? Look at that, 1033 points for Stephen Clegg. Well, his heat time was 56.97. He's 56.34 in the final, and that looks like it's going to be enough to take that one. Kimura improves on his time, and Tomita, well, he can't match the time of his countrymate. But the battle we thought we might get in the 50, well, we saw it in the 100, and this time Stephen Clegg has come out on top against the two Japanese swimmers. Clegg takes it, the S12 swimmer, 1,033 points. And the two S11s, swimmers with no vision at all, you saw the tappers there in the race, 1,009 and 909 for Kimura and Tomita.
I'll tell you what, Paul, I feel sorry for the person who rewrites the record books. The first time we have a short course event that's official, they're pretty much all going to go. Those times for the Japanese swimmers, absolutely smashing what's on paper at the moment. Right, into the final race of the competition then. 100 fly for the women. Tony Shaw is back in lane 1 for Aberdeen. At 2 is Angela Marina. That's a new name for me, from Canada. Poppy Maskell goes in 3. Megan Willis of Torfaen Dolphins is in 4. Ellie Chalice goes for Clacton in 5. So the ones to watch here then, Shaw and Chalice. Shaw going well over 1,000 points in qualifying. Chalice smashing a 2:14.37. That's 1,400 points. She'll have to do differently this time because those times have now been adjusted. And that is what's making this competition very, very different and very, very original. The swimmers having to go faster every time, especially if they've broken the world record in the qualifying stages. It sounds a little bit tough, but it's good. It's a way of pushing those swimmers on. Well done to the British para swimming team that put that all together. It's unique, it's different. It's something we can all get our teeth stuck into. We have all missed the swimming, of course, throughout the course of the year. We should have already had Japan. We should have already had the Paralympic Games. Instead, we've invented something completely new, including a virtual world record for Ellie Chalice. So 2:14.37, that's what she's got to get somewhere near. An S3 swimmer, will she be on that sort of form? Tony Shaw, 1:06.77. Sarah Gascon's official short course world record, 1:07.21. So she's been inside it once. Can she do it once again? Marina looking to make a name here. Maskell and Willis making up the rest of the pool. Where will these points go?
Well, we're about to find out, Alan, because Tony Shaw is on her way back now, the Aberdeen swimmer. Says she enjoyed doing these virtual swims alongside her clubmate Conor Morrison. But can she push it on now? As you said, 1:06.77 and 1:06.73 for Tony Shaw in the final. She's improved by 4/100ths of a second, and that is her 1,000 points, so above the standard that she set in the qualification swim. So Tony Shaw, 6-time medalist at the World Championships in 2019, and one very much to watch out for the future. Real young talent, as is the young lady still going in lane number 5. Swimmers in the S9 class for Megan Willis and Tony Shaw, the S14 class for Poppy Maskell and Angela Marina, but the S3 class for Ellie Chalice. As it stands, 803 points. Poppy Maskell in second position, just ahead of Marina. But can Ellie Chalice challenge that time? As we said, 2:14 in qualifying. That is the new standard. Ellie Chalice has to get close to that 2:14 mark. Remarkable swimmer, Ellie Chalice has made her way through the ranks over the last couple of years in really rapid speed, you have to say. She wasn't really targeting Tokyo maybe last year at this time, but she certainly is now. Medalist at the World Championship. Clock just ticking over 2:14, 2:17.20 for Ellie Chalice. Well, not quite enough to topple Tony Shaw from the top spot, but a phenomenal swim. 2:17.20 for the S3 swimmer. 939 points. Well, great to watch Ellie Chalice, 939 points, but Tony Shaw, 1,001 points, will take that final event. Poppy Maskell will take third.
We'll quickly take a look at the overall winners of each of the race. Then Paul, talk us through some of the highlights that we've seen here in the inaugural Lebara Race the World event.
Yeah, the 50 freestyle short and sharp, but some real quality names coming to the fore. Aurélie Rivard, the triple Paralympic champion. She took the 50 freestyle. An excellent points total for Aurélie Rivard to start us off over the 1,000 points. Our Canadian teammate, Nicholas Guy Turbide, well, he followed that up. That 50-meter swim, 50 freestyle, better known as a backstroker. He took the 50 freestyle as well. New young talent, Roisin Ní Rian from Ireland. First time we saw her in the 50 backstroke, she didn't disappoint. It was another win for Turbide in the men's 50 backstroke. Maisie Summers-Newton took the 50 breaststroke in a very close contest with Kimura winning the first event for the Japanese swimmers. Butterfly specialist Nicole Turner, she took the 50 butterfly, and Stephen Clegg, he had a good battle against the Japanese swimmers in the butterfly events. He took the 50 butterfly event in a huge points total for Stephen Clegg, you have to say. He's been in very good form, Stephen. In the 100 events, Jacek Czech, he was the final swimmer to finish, but he had the highest points total. Polish swimmer took that one. Aurélie Rivard, well, favourite in the 100 freestyle. She didn't disappoint, and she took that win in the 100. A third win for Nicholas Guy Turbide in the 100 backstroke, his specialist event. And again, well, we keep saying it, 15-year-old Irish swimmer Roisin Ní Rian, it will not be the last time we see her, that's for sure. Scott Quinn, well, he got the better of his old teammate Conor Morrison in that 100 breaststroke, and Sophia Herzog, the world champion from 2017, now becomes the 100 breaststroke champion at this Lebara's Race the World event in 2020. Stephen Clegg, another good swim in the 100 butterfly. Watch out for him in the years to come. And Tony Shaw, the youngster, 6 medals in the World Championship. She finished off with a win in the 100 butterfly. So quality all the way through, Alan, and big points totals too.
Yep, let's take a look at those points total across the men's event. It's not the individual event, it's the 50 metres as a whole then. So Stephen Clegg, 1,111. So basically all the ones, if you like, for that 50 metre fly. That puts him ahead of Tabita and Kimura in the men's 50s. In the men's 100s, it's that man again, Clegg, this time with 103.3 from his 100 fly event. He leads the way from this time Kimura and Tabita, who switched round in the women's events, the 50 metres. And we did get a surprise, and we thought we would. The 15-year-old Roisin Nirain of Ireland, 101.9 for that 50 backstroke performance. Rivard and Russell coming in just behind that. Russell just missing out on 1,000 points herself in the women's 100-metre event. It is Rivard this time who goes to the top of the class, 102.2 for her 100 freestyle race. Tony Shaw getting in on 1,001 points. Herzog again just narrowly missing out on 1,000 points. She is third. That is all we have time for in the inaugural Lebara's Race the World event. We have to say a big thank you to Lebara and Enchanted Beds for assisting us with this. The officials and volunteers involved in the process of checking the videos and making sure they were as good and correct as they could be. Of course, the athletes and coaches for dedicating their time under some real hard circumstances right around the globe. Yourselves, the viewers, for watching. Everybody involved at the British Para Swimming team. A big thank you to Paul from myself, Alan Martin. It's been wonderful. Even to do a commentary in my own pajamas has been a blessing. So to everybody, make sure you keep your eyes out. We'll be back in 2021. This isn't the end of the Lebara's Race the World event. It's just goodbye for now.